Today we're gonna do a review of the Western Rise Voyager Pro25 Pack. In this video, I'm gonna take my experience from reviewing over 500 of the world's best backpacks, and we're gonna break down the pros and the cons, we're gonna pack this bag out, and you're gonna wanna stick around to the end of the video, because if you're not quite sold on whether or not this is the bag for you, I'm gonna make a couple of alternative suggestions for bags that are gonna be similar to this, but offer a couple of different features. Because here at Nomads Nation, our #1 goal isn't to sell you any particular bag, it's to help you find the best bag for your needs. Let's talk about the gist of the Western Rise Voyager Pro25 Backpack. Western Rise is a US-based brand, and they're known for actually making some of the best travel clothes money can buy. They're not cheap, but I've been wearing Western Rise for years. In particular, I love their travel pants, super durable, got a nice look to them. So I was really excited when I found out that Western Rise was expanding into backpacks, which they launched recently on Kickstarter with a 45 liter, the 25 liter, a roll top, and a sling. Now let's talk about some of the top features of the 25 liter. It's got a really slim and kind of sexified silhouette. Utilizes very durable and weatherproof materials. It's got a big old front compartment with a bit of organization. We got 1, 2 side pockets, half moon opening to the main compartment, which includes the tech sleeve, and a pretty simple but pretty comfortable back panel and harness system. Currently, the bag only comes in black. 25 liters is a great size for weekend travel or maybe for even an EDC. I will say though, Western Rise is a brand that kind of caters to travelers. So while this bag can be your everyday carry backpack, due to Western Rise's just branding and then sort of just the use case and the design and the shape of this thing, I definitely think it's definitely more on the travel side. So it could be a great companion to pair with a suitcase and then use this as your day pack when you get to your destination. Or if you're feeling super crazy, you can go like one bag travel, weekend trip, super light. That's what 25 liters is usually best for. Now for the dimensions of the bag, we got a height of around 20 inches, which is a little bit taller than your typical 25 liter bag is. That's because this bag does have a little bit of like a longer silhouette, which I think looks great. We've got a width of around 12 inches and a fully packed out base depth of around 6 inches. For the weight, we are looking at 2.9 pounds on scale number 1 and 3 pounds on scale number 2. This is the bag when it's empty, and this is the bag when it's fully packed out and worn on the Nomads Nation team. For reference, I'm 5'8", and our media manager Margaret is 5'2". And we're gonna pack out the bag throughout the entire review so you can see exactly what it fits. Western Rise's warranty is a little bit vague, but they say that you are protected against manufacturing defects. And for all that, this bag runs around $250 US. And if at any point during this review, you find yourself thinking to yourself, damn, that is a sexy, modern, but really cool looking travel bag, and I want me a part of it, and you're gonna make a purchase or you wanna find out more information, we highly suggest doing so with the first link in the description below. Reason being, that link makes sure that you get the best price, and we oftentimes have discount codes. But that link also helps support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel and team so we can keep making the best bag reviews on the web. Thank you very much. Okay, let's talk about the front of the Western Rise Voyager Pro25 Backpack. Starting with the aesthetic, and I really think this bag is beautiful. Beauty, totally in the eye of the beholder, but I think it's slim. I think it's got a great silhouette. And Margaret's over here, she's nodding, she's like, yeah. And it's just kind of a refreshing aesthetic, I think, because a lot of modern bags are more techy, boxy, blobby. This sort of takes that traditional, maybe like hostel backpacker-y aesthetic, brings it into the future, but not in a way that's like super like attention grabbing. It looks good without being too flashy, which in my opinion when traveling is very important. Now this look is contributed to by the fabrics, which we got a few. The primary fabric being a 420D ballistic nylon with a DWR coating. And then this rubbery fabric here is a 630D Oxford nylon with a carbonate coating. I love the way these two fabrics sort of play off of each other. The thicker denier is at the bottom, giving you a bit more abrasion resistance, and the thinner denier at the top, giving you a bit more malleability and packing savviness. Overall, they're two materials that look good, feel good, and will be extremely abrasion resistant with a bit of weather resistance. This is not gonna be like a weatherproof backpack. I give like a 6 out of 10 maybe, which I think is a pretty solid rating, but if you are looking for a super weatherproof backpack, be sure to check the video that we're gonna link in the corner. Now moving on, we got this front compartment here, which is a really interesting design. Should be noted that this compartment is accessible with YKK PU-coated zippers. Good thing, YKK, best zippers in the world. Possible bad thing is that PU-coated zippers can peel over time, potentially looking like this over the years. Just depends on how much sun it gets, how humid it is, the quality of the zippers, lots of factors, but something you gotta be aware of. But this whole design is really interesting because a lot of bags have an admin compartment, such as this, but there might be like a bunch of pockets right here where you organize your smaller bits of gear. But Western Rise has actually put more volume in this front compartment and less organization, which I think they're communicating that they want you to pack different things there. It should also be noted that this pocket right here is advertised to perfectly fit the Western Rise Tech Sling, which it can, but it's a bit of a tight squeeze. And keep in mind, this Tech Sling currently is empty. So as you pack it out more, I don't know. I mean, it definitely fits. So we got a little bit of modularity happening there, but as that Tech Sling is more packed out, it will get more challenging to put in there. All right, we're gonna pack this whole front section out. On the top, I'm gonna throw some bulkier items, such as my power bank and a hard drive. This sleeve right here, magnetic closure, very satisfying. Good spot for a book. Oh yeah, love that. We're gonna throw my journal right here. Then this top zipper pocket, we got this mesh also utilized here. It's a good mesh as to where it's gonna be very durable. I usually like a silkier mesh that has some expansion properties, but the problem with mesh like that is that it can get loosey-goosey over time. This will never happen with that, but it is a sharper mesh. Good spot for your wallet, tissues, gum, organize your smaller bits of gear. I'm gonna put my over-the-head headphones here as well. And you can see what we're working with this compartment. Not a ton of organization, but a good spot for things that you want quicker access to. Moving on, let's talk about the middle of the Western Rise Voyager Pro 25. We got two different access points to the main compartment. One of which is its own pocket, which is a great spot for your phone or potentially a water bottle. I got a 24-ounce Columbia right there. You can see really nice fit. And the other side actually gives you access into the main compartment. Oftentimes you'll see this done with bags that have camera cubes, but at the end of the day, I'm not a fan of the main compartment access in general, so this gives you that extra point of access. Let me explain what I mean to you in just a second. A controversial thing for some of y'all out there will be these handles. I think that the pro is they're very sleek, very subtle. They don't have like these big handle ears on the bag. So again, we're contributing to a very streamlined aesthetic with these. Same thing with the top, but on the negative side, these are not great actual holding handles. They do get the job done, right? And like, it's kind of made me think like, do you really need like a big old bulky handle? How often are you actually carrying the bag like this? Because really you're probably just doing like this and this and like this. It's more like acrobatic quick moves. I don't know, what do you think? Let me know about like the handles. Do you think this look thinner, sexier is better? Or would you prefer a bit more function over form with a beefier handle? Let me know in the comments below. Now for the main compartment, we have two YKK PU coated zippers, and notice how many PU coated zippers are on this thing. This whole bag is PU'd the F up, but it's like a half moon opening. It only goes from here to here, and that's compromised access, which not everyone's gonna love. Kind of a point of criticism that I have for the bag. So you can see, as this front is packed out, now our ability to kind of get into that main compartment is severely compromised. But don't get me wrong, it still works. I can throw a DOP kit all the way at the bottom. You just gotta like shove it in there. At the end of the day, it still works, just, you know, with more modern bags, we're used to more clamshell style opening, as to where this forgoes the clamshell style opening. But some of y'all out there don't like clamshell. I got a comment that I looked at today and someone's like, I hate clamshell style opening. Can you recommend a non-clamshell travel backpack for me? This is your boy. So I got that DOP kit at the bottom. You can throw another tech pouch in here. At the top, I'm gonna throw a little backup tote. Just never know, we need some extra carrying capacity, right? And let's talk about the tech sleeve, where we have the tablet sleeve right here, where my 12-inch iPad slides into perfectly. And then we've got this magnetic little securing mechanism here. Let's check out this Asus 17-incher, see if it fits. And it definitely does. So as you can see, the Asus 17-inch VivoBook fits very nicely and zips up. And what I like about it is just how epic of a false bottom this has. The laptop ends like right here. So you got inches to deal with in case you drop your bag, your laptop is gonna be extra secure. So overall, it's a tight compartment that is not without its share of compromises, but that tech protection that it gives you is pretty darn epic. Last note is the bottom. It's not the greatest self-standing bag, but it holds its own. 45-liter version did the same thing. I'm sorry, the 35-liter version. Let's move on and talk about the back of the Western Rise Voyager 25 Pro. Starting with this pocket right here, which I am not personally a fan of. I like the fabric in there. It's microfiber, scratch resistant, great spot for your glasses. But the problem is that it's pressed against your back and your laptop. Two hard places, right? So if you got your shades in there, it just doesn't feel like the safest location for me. So for that reason, I will not be using that pocket. Now for the harness system, we have a pretty comfortable situation going on here. I found this bag to be comfortable to wear. Like I said, it's got that longer sort of a profile to it, which just kind of feels nice on the back. Decent padding on the shoulder straps. Overall, I give the comfort like a score of like, I don't know, 8 out of 10. It's just a really comfortable bag. We got some padding here. And for me, what's crucial on a bag, really any bag these days, is a sternum strap. Just take the weight off of your lower back, redistribute it to your torso. Magnetic Hardware always feels satisfying. I got a little bit extra dangle going on here, which isn't making this little guy the happiest. But also I'm a skinny dude. I am tightening this as tight as it can go. So if you have a larger torso, you should be smitten to know that you have the excess dangle to kind of make it work to fit your body. And it should be noted too, we have magnetic hardware at the bottom of the bag right here, which you can connect a hip belt to, which we do not have. And one final note is we do have a luggage pass-through holder right here. You can see that, which allows you to put your bag this way on your suitcase, which is not gonna be for everyone. Most people prefer to carry their bag upright on their suitcase, but given the taller sort of design of this, it might actually work a little bit better. Keep in mind, it's gonna be a little wobbly because it is a longer bag, but it's nice to have the luggage pass-through strap just in case you need it. And I gotta say, if you're really enjoying this content, this like deep dive into travel gear and everyday carry gear, then you should know that here at Nomads Nation, we don't just do epic reviews on our YouTube channel, but we also have the Nomads Nation newsletter. And in that newsletter, you can kind of look at me like you're a reporter in the field, where I'm on the front lines of this incredible industry, keeping my finger on the pulse and reporting to you what's happening in terms of the newest releases, the biggest drops, limited edition collabs, and everything in between. So if you want to know what's happening in the world of travel and EDC gear, plus have access to our discount codes and giveaways, you're gonna want to sign up to the Nomads Nation newsletter, which you can do by looking for this globe emoji in the description below. I hope to see you in your inbox. All right, let's wrap this up by talking about the overall pros and the cons of the Western Rise Voyager 25 Pro. Pro number one, love the aesthetic. Pro number two, it's a pretty weather resistant pack. And pro number three is overall, I did find it to be a pretty comfortable wear. But on the cons, let's kind of dig into those a bit more. Con number one is going to be the limited access into the main compartment. Con number two is going to be the location of that sunglasses pocket. And con number three is for some of y'all out there, these handles will not make the cut. But again, if you're still here, weighing the pros and the cons, there's a good chance you might be thinking about picking one of these bad boys up. And if that's the case, just a reminder, we do recommend you do so using the first link in the description, just because that link makes sure that you get the best price. And if we have any discount codes, that's what they'll be. But if you're not quite sold and you want to hear more about the alternatives I teased earlier, let's talk about them. Option number one is going to be the ULA Dragonfly. Great pick for you if you're looking for kind of a maybe hikery aesthetic that's brought into the future a little bit, but you want something that's a little bit more simple of a user experience, has a bit better capacity in the main compartment, and is a lighter wear. Because at 3 pounds, this is a little bit on the heavier side. And alternative recommendation number two is going to be the Bellroy Venture Travel Pack. Great pick for you if you kind of like this aesthetic. The Venture's not far off from this. It's just a little bit more modern. It's got a really killer aesthetic to it and a bit more organization with around the same amount of weather resistance. Honestly, all three bags are great. There's so many options in the market. But to learn more about the alternatives, just go ahead and watch these videos right here. If you got any questions about any bags, be sure to let me know in the comments below or on the Nomads Nation subreddit, which you can also find linked below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aaron. This is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you next time.